Hey guys, what's happening? Today is Saturday, September 6th, 2025. Today I'm going to do some filming of the mixer demo we got. We got a Cloverdale vertical TMR's 500T. Now this particular model, I do not know the cubic feet on it, but I believe it is smaller than the Pat's 500 because the Pat's, the numbers go up by the cubic feet. So we have a right now we have a 500, 1200 series 500, so that's 500 cubic feet. However, this one does have the belting around the top. We'll hop up here and show you the inside quick. So, just like any other feed mixer, you got your typical screw in here with some knives on it. And it's got the hay kit on it, so it has the chain in it. But I believe the screw is smaller. So even on the batches that we have mixed, from what I've seen, the mixer doesn't look as full as what ours normally would. So I do not know how much it holds with the extra rubber lining around the top, but I believe it does hold a little bit more than ours. Actually, we would not need this big of a mixer. We would probably be okay with the next size down, which would be the 420T, but we do grind bales, so we need that extra height and that extra room around the screw so the hay's not getting thrown up over the top while grinding. This mixer we've only had for, this will be the third day of using it. Overall, I personally never mixed feed with it yet, but I am going to this morning. Overall, it's a pretty nice mixer. It seems like it's built pretty heavy. Not too much changes as far as comparing it to the Pats, but a couple things I will point out is the gearbox oil reservoir is up here in between your ladder here, so it can't get damaged or anything, and it is also steel. On our Pats it is plastic and it's over there along the side, and you could potentially hit stuff with it, but overall it does seem like it is a shorter machine from back to the front of your tongue there, but it is also got tandems on it instead of duals like our Pat's mixer does. I'm not sure why they do it that way, but the nice thing about it is it's more narrower too. With the duals, you know, you got dual wheels sticking out and you can't get in to the conveyor as nice down there as you can with this one. So basically it's just got tandems like on a regular wagon that pivot there in the center. 4-way bars. It's got the light package. You can put a magnet in here if you wish, but our nutritionist had stopped in and was looking at it and mentioned, you know, how often does that feed actually come around to that magnet as it's mixing? I don't think all the feed is going to touch there, but actually on this one here does not have a conveyor, which if it stays it's going to, because we will need a conveyor to run in where we're running in now, and up at the other place we will need a conveyor. But this model just came with a flap thing here that literally did nothing, and then it has a little bit of a chute here, and on the chute there's magnets. So if there's any metal hardware in the feed or anything, the magnets will catch it. I did see the other evening whenever we were running out, there was a little bit of metal that was caught on there. So I don't know if the conveyor has a magnet on it like that or not, but that is pretty nifty to have them right there, because you know all that feed eventually has to come through there. But if you're running out real fast, the feed's not gonna necessarily touch the magnets. But I don't know, I do feel like you should have some form of magnet on your mixer somewhere, at least to help control. We usually don't have too much trouble with any hardware getting into the cows, but it's always a thing. It has happened in the past. But just want to point out a couple things I do like about this mixer over our Pats. Just the simplicity of the design overall. It just seems more simpler built. As far as the door goes, it has a scale here so you can see how far your door goes up or how far your door is open. And it just has a big cylinder here that lifts straight up. On our Pats, the cylinder's over here and it's got a bunch of linkages coming up to pull that door up. I just feel like it's so much more to it that could go wrong on the Pats compared to this thing. But got these things here. I'm not sure what the exact name is for them, but you can adjust how far they're in there. They help keep the bale from spinning when you're trying to grind it, so it stays in there in one position and it's getting ground up. But they're nice and thick on this unit. Overall, it seems like it's built real heavy. Nothing I can necessarily knock about it besides the scale. I'm not a fan of the scale head itself. This display seems smaller. You know, you got this big scale head, but just a little display. I think they could have did a little bit of something better about it. But the one thing I do like about it, it's got this thing here on the back that you can turn and tighten it. So if you're driving somewhere, your scale's not bobbing back and forth and moving on you like it would on the Pats. So we're gonna run her here for I don't know how long till we decide if we want to keep it or not. They do make a heavier screw. They call it a hard weld screw, I should say. We're gonna get that put in if we do end up keeping the unit, and we also are gonna get a conveyor put on it too. Comparing it to the Pats, like I said, just a few minor things. I just got tandems instead of duals. One thing I do like about here at the front where your universals are that need greased, it's got this little cover that opens up. With our Pats, it's a whole big shield that comes up over. Just seems unnecessary because it's heavy and it's a pain to prop up in the position when you're trying to grease. But yeah, like I said, I feel like it's a simpler design, but yet it's still built heavy enough to handle what we're going to need it for. We do need a good heavy duty mixer to grind bales up. Another thing I like about it is the lights are back in further where they can't get damaged as easy as the Pats would. But I don't know, like I said, we're gonna run her here and see if we like it and want to keep it or not. We are definitely in the market for a mixer because our old one's getting wore out. This is 4th cutting alfalfa that we have here, so it is a little bit on the shorter side compared to your first cutting or second cutting, so it will chop it up a lot easier. But I do want to mention the one thing I could care less about this mixer is how it feeds off. Like, the screw doesn't clean off very well. It cleans out good. You can see there's no feed down here except there at the screw. The salesman told Dad that the reason is because the paint's not wore off the screw, but our Pat's always cleaned off nice. So I don't know. Is that a big problem? Yeah, if you got a couple 100 pounds of feed in there and it's not cleaning off, yes. But overall, I think maybe as it wears in, it might clean off better. I mean, we do speed the tractor RPMs up to get it spinning faster to clean the feed off, but it doesn't have like the 2-speed gearbox or anything like that. It's like some models do. This thing is the 2090, the same tractor we always mix feed with. It's rated about 108 PTO horse, running about 1300 RPM right now. You're supposed to run these when you're mixing about like 1800 to 2000. This is a 1000 RPM model, so what you're your engine tach is saying is how fast your actual PTO speed is when you're running 1,000, because it's true engine speed. Got the silage put out. The dry cows over there across the road. Been giving them some hay and skip silage every day because pasture's short. There's nothing there anymore. It's been so dry. For the past 2 months, I believe it's been dry. We might have got 3/4 of an inch of rain in the past 2 months, and that wasn't even enough to, you know, even hardly do anything. But the corn's really going the other way now. This here corn's probably be ready to chop, but I think we're gonna shell that. So it'll probably be about another week yet. We'll have some corn ready to chop if the weather keeps going the way it is now without any rain. We got the cows fed. The mixture does all right without a conveyor, but it's so much nicer to have one. That way you're actually getting the feed into the conveyor, because right now where it's at now, there's a wee little bit that runs out the one side because it's actually wider. There's a wider conveyor on it than what our Pat's mixture does. But if it ends up staying, we'll be getting a conveyor for sure on it. But we come up to the heifer farm here. I brought some grain up for the calves up above. Gotta chase these all out, and we're gonna put some bedding in for them. We actually don't have any corn fodder right now, but we have a pile of old hay back over the hill down at home there that we've been using to bed up. We got everybody bedded up there. We brought the skid loader down because I had to put hay in at the heifers that are out on pasture down the road from the heifer farm there. It needed fuel, so I just brought it the rest of the way down. Put some fuel on it, grease it, and then take it back up. Got their feed pushed up for them. Dad had to give them grain there when I was scattering those bales apart. It makes half decent bedding. It works. It's not as nice as corn fodder. It doesn't spread out as nice as what corn fodder does, but when it's not available, yeah, it's good enough. And I need to get rid of that hay anyhow. Some of the hay's good on the inside of the bale, but we had a pile of it, and then we had put a tarp over it, and then so over time the bales still break down under a tarp like that if you don't get them fed up. fast enough, so they're pretty much junk around the edges. And they eat, obviously you can see right there, they eat what's good out of them, and then the rest will spread out in the field and break down every time and make fertilizer. Hey guys, what's happening? It is now the following Tuesday evening here after milking. Working on my car tonight. Needs a new fuel filter. It started getting a little sluggish on me again, and got a new fuel filter to put on it here, and hopefully that'll get me going again. Still runs all right. It's just a little on the sluggish side more than it usually is. So a while ago, back in March, I had mentioned that I bought a Volkswagen Jetta TDI. Here it is. I never showed it on the channel because I never really got the time to. It's a 15 model. Like I said, it's a TDI, so it's a diesel. It is deleted. The 15s were the last of the diesels because I think they quit making them because of the emissions stuff or whatever. But this particular model here did have DEF or DEF, whichever you want to call it. But no longer has that anymore because it's deleted, and it does have a stage 2 tune to it. I don't know a whole lot about that stuff, but it gives it a little bit more of a snort. The reason I got this one was because it's a manual. They put a 6-speed in these TDIs, and this one here had 191,000 on it when I got it. That's a little bit of higher than what I would recommend buying a car at, but it's just a beater. I mean, a diesel's gotta last forever. It's a beater. It's my everyday car that I don't beat, because when you pay for stuff yourself, you tend to take care of it. Like I said, it's got the 6-speed in it, which is rare. That's why I got the car. And you don't find too many manual TDIs, so I kind of jumped the gun on it and got it for a decent price because it had emission problems. I think the DEF particulate filter was plugged, but don't have to deal with that anymore. Black interior, nothing fancy about it. It was just a SE model, but it's good enough. It saves the miles on my truck, and it's good on fuel. It gets about 48 miles a gallon. Haven't done a whole lot to it besides delete it, and I did get new tires put on it this summer. Cooper Pro Control tires. Did sit a good bit over the summer while I wasn't going to school, so it might have a little bit of sludge or something in the tank. It could have pulled into that filter, but we're gonna try that. I am gonna put some diesel treatment in the tank, and hopefully she'll be back up to 100% power again. Well, that's definitely not our problem, because if it was dirty, it would be black. It does look a little dirty, but nothing near as bad as the last time. Still put the new one in, see if it makes any difference. I thought it might be dirty injectors. Got the filter changed. We'll see if that's the problem. I'll still dump some fuel treatment in. That's gonna wrap up this one. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing the new feed mixer in action there, getting to demo it. And I guess you guys will just have to wait and stick around and see if it stays. Still got old blue here yet we've been using to feed the heifers. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the Volkswagen here too, the TDI. Yeah, Volkswagen makes good cars in my opinion. It does need a tint job. Just haven't got around to getting that done to it yet. Thanks again for sticking around. Hope you enjoyed the video. Like and subscribe, helps me grow the channel, as always. And we'll catch you guys in the next video. Take care and have a good one.